What disturbing rumor turned out to be true at your school? When I was a senior in high school, we had a new teacher join the faculty to teach health and home economics. She was about 26 years old and very attractive. Everyone was talking about the hot new teacher. As I was senior class president, I needed a new faculty advisor since my previous advisor of 3 years retired at the end of my junior year. About 2 weeks later, the principal called me into his office and informed me that the new hot teacher was going to be our new class advisor for the rest of the year. As a result, she and I spent a lot of time together, at school and off campus, organizing and running myriad events to raise money for the class, plan the prom, field trips, etc. Soon, the rumors started flying around that she and I were messing around. This was completely false. I can say she never acted inappropriately towards me, or suggested anything to make me think she had plans for any type of physical or intimate activity. Well, at least that's what I kept telling myself. The truth was, there were moments that made me question everything, like the fundraiser at the country club where we both had too much champagne, and I woke up the next morning with a pounding headache and absolutely no memory of how I got home. Ms. Marquez texted me that morning asking if I was okay, mentioning she'd made sure I got back safely. Then there was the prom planning weekend retreat. The school had booked cabins for the planning committee, but due to a mix-up, Ms. Marquez and I ended up being the only ones who showed up the first night. She suggested we just work through the agenda ourselves, and we stayed up until 3 a.m. going over decorations and budgets. Nothing happened, but when other students arrived the next morning, I noticed how quickly she distanced herself from me, how formally she suddenly spoke. My best friend Jake swore he saw her car parked outside my house one Saturday, when my parents were away at my sister's college visit. I told him he was mistaken, but honestly, I'd been so drunk that Friday night after the basketball team's victory party that Saturday was a complete blur, and I did find her earring in my car that Monday. She said she'd lost it weeks ago and was so grateful when I returned it, but her face went pale when I mentioned where I'd found it. I basically spent the entire year denying the rumors from friends, teachers, and parents. I was even interrogated by my wrestling coach the day before the district championship match. He pulled me aside and said, "Son, I don't care what you do in your free time, but if this thing is true, you need to know. She's married to a very connected man. Her husband's family owns half the commercial real estate in this county. If the rumors are true and this gets out, it won't just ruin her career. You won't get into West Point. You won't get into community college. They'll destroy you both." The weight of his words made my blood run cold. Either way, she and I had a laugh about it at graduation, as she had to face similar questions from other faculty as well as the principal. She confided in me that she had tendered her resignation, but the principal would not accept it and said he believed her and would ensure the rumor was squashed. But when she hugged me goodbye after the ceremony, she whispered something that haunts me to this day. Some things are better left forgotten. Either way, I graduated and left for my plebe year at West Point, forgetting about the entire situation, or trying to. But sometimes, late at night, fragments would come back. Her perfume, a hotel room key card in my wallet I couldn't explain, a text message I'd apparently deleted but saw in my phone bill. At West Point, the first year is called plebe year rather than freshman year. The first semester of my plebe year was moving along as it should, with no unusual events worth mentioning until the final month. Then, in early December, the topic of my high school faculty advisor resurfaced. One night when I was studying, there was a knock on my door, and the company tactical officer, a regular Army captain, walked in and told me to report to his office immediately, as there was a phone call for me from the Dover Police Department. Now, I immediately assumed it was my brother playing some kind of twisted joke on me since he was a captain in the very same police department waiting for me on the phone. Since my TAC was standing right behind me, I answered the phone as we were taught, Cadet Kerwick speaking. "How may I help you, sir/ma'am?" I immediately recognized the voice on the other end. It was not my brother, but a close friend I had grown up with and known for over 15 years. Full story on channel, linked below.